Let's do something. I'm going to pull up Through the Mist, if I can find it. But the thing is, the depth, I think, also a lot of times doesn't always result from how many layers you add to a piece. The depth also comes from like what's in the fucking layers. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna do a deep dive. I'll break down Through the Mist. It just takes time and work. Yeah, it just takes time and work. But also, like, even if you're fucking, like, even if you're out of key on your fucking saxophone, if you're jamming, it doesn't matter. Because you're just making good fucking music. So. But yeah, Through the Mist has 30 tracks. Only 30. And 8 of them are, like, basically 8 of them are a single track that's split into 8 parts because of technical reasons. So really it's 22 parts only in Through the Mist. But each layer is essential. I think that's more important, is having layers that really, every single one of them adds something. Not just having lots of layers. Like Through the Mist, it has this. That's like the main theme. That shit is going throughout almost the entire piece. So the only thing I do different with that, here, I'll expand it and then you'll see. You'll see it expands into like a whole bunch of tracks on the screen. The reason that there's a ton of tracks here is because this thing here. Let me zoom in. This, if you can see, there's a lot of glare on my screen, but if you can see, so this is the main theme of Through the Mist. And what I did was the reason there's so many tracks here is because I took that theme and I split it apart. So every single pitch in that theme is panned differently, which means that it's like, so panning is when you take like parts of, like, you take sounds and you make them sound either in the left ear or the right ear. Like when you're wearing headphones, you'll really notice panning. Like if stuff is playing in your right ear but not in your left ear, that's panning. It's panned to the right. So what I did was I have everything panned to either the left or right, and I just have all the individual notes of that, like that piano thing, just kind of exploded. So like here, we'll build it. And the reason that that's the way it is so that it can sound like the piano is coming from all different directions. So that's one layer. The next layer is just the chords. Another piano. And this chord holds for a long time. Very slow chord progression. All right, so 2 layers going. You know this. This is like, the big main idea. Stuff on top and then chords on the bottom. So now we get kind of more complex. The next layer could even be considered, like these next four layers could even just be considered one layer, because all they are is just pads. I improvised over the piano and just put in pads. So this is what that sounds like, that layer. What's a good place to start? Start from the beginning. It fades in, so it's kind of hard to hear at first, but you'll hear it. This is just improvising on the keyboard. So yeah, it's just like that throughout the entire song. That could even be considered one layer, because it all just kind of blends together. The next layer is this guzheng, which is a sample. So yeah, there's that. Next layer is some atmosphere. So this atmosphere is kind of cool. It's guzheng, actually. It's the same instrument as this. But I've just reverbed the fuck out of it. Like, reverb to the point where you can't even distinguish the rhythm or the notes. Like, you hear it's very faint. But it creates this like scintillating feeling. And then there's this little tiny FX thing here. So once we hit this point, what do we add? We add the pads, we add the atmosphere, which is the guzheng. We add the guzheng playing the melody, and then we add that little swirl upwards. Your mic is kind of quiet. Probably because I'm away from it. I'll move closer. I'll move closer. So now we're at this part. Now only one layer is added here, and you'll know it. The top piano. That's all that's added. And then one layer again. Percussion is going to come in. Right here. Then the swell upwards, and then the bass is going to come in. Just one by one, 2 percussion hits right here. Still just rolling on all this. Still the same. Okay, so this is a big transition because this is like the big last moment, right, of the whole piece. Couple things that happen here that are new. There's this, can it be Kid Puncher? I don't know. Bro, nothing can beat Kid Puncher. Nothing can beat that shit. There's a pad that goes up here. It acts, kind of brings us into the transition. It's a transition. Then I also add a didgeridoo. Very amazing and slept on fucking sound, the didgeridoo. Then I add 3 more percussion layers. This is the first one I add. Love that sound. Yeah, I love the didgeridoo too. This is the second percussion layer that gets added. And then the third percussion layer that gets added, although this one actually shows up before because it's the 2 big like hits. The Onimetsus? Or the Aussie... Oh yeah, the Aussie Metsus. They need a theme. If I can get to it. And then the last thing that I add are these stabs here. These little kind of explosions. At different times. And at different pitches. And then that's like the big, almost like the drop, I guess you could say. Here we go. Fuck yeah. And then after this, everything's gonna cut out except for the 2 original piano lines, and that's it. Or sorry, excuse me, the top piano and the chords. And then that's it. That's all that's gonna play after this. And there was also that big hit, drum hit that brought us into this part. The top line's just fading away, and then it's only the chords. And then that sound at the end.